Thornhaven Manor. We're here with Cassidy Ray, Psycho Ghost Trackers. We're going to check out the Thornhaven Manor in Newcastle, Indiana. Here's the front view of the building. Here's the whole grounds of the building. Very hot out here. It's my mother. There's Brandy. Here's the back side of Thornhaven Manor. Sun glare. Here's the old barn, Thornhaven Manor. About to walk into the barn. Yeah. There's the owner of Thornhaven Manor, sitting there waiting for people to sign in.
So if you've heard this before, you don't have to listen again if you haven't. Excuse me.
Bobby, as soon as I say something, Bobby.
And then also for people who don't like to know what's happened here, then this is a good time to wander as well. Because some investigators, they don't like to know what's happened.
Brandon doesn't want to know.
But anyway, the house was built sometime around 1845. It's built by the St. Powell family, Bobby Powell. The house originally had over 400 rooms. So this is a good vantage point for that, because all the way down there, the tree line, that's Big Blue River, they owned it all the way to the tree line there. They owned it all the way to Riley, which is the road you guys probably turned up on. And then 3 is the main road going through town right here, all the way that way. It's kind of hard to explain this way, but basically it was a giant square. So that's how much land they had. And back then you can imagine how much effort and time it took and how much people would have taken to farm this property. And then even, it's hard to tell from here, but there's even a little missing strip of corn going through this, and that's actually old farm road. It lines up perfectly with the drive. So back then, that's how they would have gotten those pigments and everything out there. And to this day, that's how the farmers around here still use it. And so, especially when you're upstairs, you look outside, it's a quintessential Indiana landscape. And it's pretty neat that they still use it as farmland today. So it's been a farm for 100-something years. The family that built this place were abolitionists, which means they didn't believe in slavery. It's thought to be part of the Underground Railroad. There's indicators, 1, being an abolitionist, 2, is the state of Indiana versus Simon T. Powell. They tried him for harboring a runaway slave. And there's also indicators within the house. There's 3 wells underneath the home. There was a thing back then that they would have, the wealthy especially, would have put their wells underneath the house because that way people wouldn't see how much water they would take in. Because if you were thought of harboring runaway slaves, they'd watch your water intake. You know, one day you're getting 2 buckets of water, and all of a sudden now you're getting 5 buckets of water. So that means where these people come from that need the extra water. And then also, there's a tunnel that they say goes from underneath the kitchen all the way to the north end of the property, which is that Riley Road. The entrance has been filled in, but I've had enough people say, no, I swear, I had an elderly gentleman who lives over here, and he's like, oh, I used to be friends with the Brown Boys. We used to hang down there when we were teenagers. So that makes me believe that the tunnel's actually there. Interesting thing about the house, one, it's built 3 bricks deep, which means all the interior and exterior walls are about this thick of brick. Because of that, you're not going to get the creaks and the swing and everything that you get from a wood joist home. When it's quiet in there, it's dead quiet. And then the basement is actually the whole size of the house, which is pretty uncommon for homes back then. And it's all brick, which is pretty interesting. There's a natural spring that runs underneath the house, so water is always being let out on this side of the property and also on that side of the property. And there's also all the windows and doors, and the whole house is lined with limestone. And so there's different aspects of that they say why this house could be as active as it is. Another interesting thing about it, it faces perfect west, which means that on the spring solstice and the fall solstice, the sun is going to set right directly on it, which is going to be pretty neat. We're actually going to go into the house through the dining room, and when I'm in there, I'll tell you about all the different things that have occurred when it comes to what rooms are active and for different reasons and things like that. The house is built 3 brick deep, so you're not going to hear anything. So a lot of times people ask, for triggers, could you knock on the wall? Don't bother, because you ask them to hit the floor or knock on a window or rattle something. Don't ask them to hit the walls. Because of that, though, these walls are solid, which means there's no critters in the walls. So if you hear things, then it's a better indicator that there's not. We do, though, have raccoons that are up in the ceiling joists, up in the roof line. So if you hear any little scratching noises, a little pitter patter, you might as well just disregard that. It's more than likely raccoons. The other thing besides that is in here we have a chimney, and at the very top of the chimney there's birds that like to nest at the top. So if you hear any like little warbling sounds or little squeaking of birds kind of sounds, that's exactly what it is, it's birds. And then during the day, I would also, you tend to hear children in this house. You hear laughter and sometimes crying and giggling and different things like that and talking. During the day, send someone outside or ask if there's anybody outside. They can ask if because there's a neighborhood over here, so there's kids in the neighborhood. And sometimes they play really loud and you'll hear them. And so during the day, I always make sure if I'm hearing something, I need to go outside and see if I'm just hearing my neighbors. But you guys have been here for a while now and you notice that it's pretty quiet. It takes a lot to actually hear the neighbors. We're actually going to head into the hall now. Oh, when it comes to this house and paranormal, if you only did one room for a ghost box, this is the room to do it in. It's amazing some of the conversations people have picked up and some of the evidence that's been captured here when it comes to ghost box. Of course, doing all the other rooms, but this is always a hot area for ghost box. I remember one time it was a group of us, and there was a girl sitting on that end of the table. And the funny thing is they had their cameras like going on us, and nothing was happening. And this happens a lot, where the instant the camera died on them, their instruments started going off, their ghost box was going, they were hearing things, and then the girl was sitting there, she's like, there's someone standing right behind me. She's like, I feel them right behind me, and she's sitting there, all of a sudden we all hear a snap, and all of her hair just goes tossing in front of her. Whatever it was, like, snapped her hairband. Where her hair came down. Girls tend to have their hair played with, like a child, plays with it, and even guys. I don't know, but like I have little nephews that they like to do this with my arm hair, and so sometimes guys, especially, you'll feel this like weird sensation, like someone's playing with your hair on your arms. There tends to be childlike activity in the house, but there's 2 theories when it comes to children. One, that it's children. 2, that it's demons pretending to be children. And so I always tell everybody, make sure you keep your emotions and your thoughts with these people at arm's length. Because if it is someone trying to trick you and someone trying to manipulate you, there's nothing more than you open yourself up to as a child, especially if there's any mothers in the group. And the interesting thing about
we got lost.
So the interesting thing about this house, and you can even see within this group, 70% of the people who come here are women. I don't know what it is about women coming here, but a lot of women are attracted to this place.
I told him that when we got here, he was the only one that.
Yeah. It's weird. I mean, rarely do I have a group of all guys that come here.
Okay.
Yeah. So go on through. It's like, they really do have build houses. I mean, we might be able to get ours up quick. But they're not built like this anymore. This house was built as a farmhouse. They were farmers, but besides farming, they were into banking. Simon Powell started the bank in town with other people. He helped start the historical society in town. Friends with President Grant, friends with Governor Morton. And there's 2 papers in the Library of Congress with correspondence with Lincoln. So that kind of shows you the kind of pool and power that this family had. And even though it is a farmhouse, with this large room, it's pretty much an indicator that they definitely would have had parties and gatherings and had people over, and any politician would. And then these high ceilings and everything like that is just kind of to show off their wealth, I think. Because back then it's so hard to heat a home, especially in the winter. But there's 4 chimneys, and so there's access to a fireplace in every single room in the house. 4 chimneys, 4 staircases, and there's 7 doors leading to the outside. And so I have a picture here that I'll walk around, and this is what the house looked like. Because there's actually a tower that was there that's now missing. It was 1949, something happened, and the tower was taken down. And so if you see here, you can see the tower, and there's actually 2 porches, and then right here in the corner is a little horsepower carriage.
Shut the doors.
Yeah, that was us.
He's really not happy about the doors being shut.
Yeah, I bet we had something try to come into the door over there too.
Chairman?
Okay, this doll is not gonna happen sitting over here.
Sitting right at you.
I'll put it behind you.
It all starts dancing.
That better?
Yeah. Thanks.
On the other side.
Can we shut that door? Sure you want to shut the door? No, not yet. Because you'll probably get them really, really mad. They're already really irritated. So I guess since we're all sitting in a circle, we can do a big EVP session here in this room. So the recorder's running, ask questions.
I don't adjust.
Sorry. But, there's a bunch of get out. Don't go in the bedroom. They don't appreciate me in here. What'd you say? I don't think they appreciate me in here. I have no clue. Talk. I heard that. I don't know, those are really confusing. I don't like them. Heard everybody out but men work.
I think that was one of
I heard spirit. Yeah,
I think I heard Christopher Thrasher.
I heard spirit. I don't listen to those a lot, so.
Just mixed words.
No, you said it.
Are you trying to talk to us?
Jackie, anybody know?
Anybody, Jackie?
I don't know, let's throw out a bunch of random words.
I thought he said conjuring.
Oh, no.
Puppy doll.
This one I know.
Do you have yours on? Turn this on.
Yeah, that one's on.
Just turn this one off.
It's not picking up anything now.
Are you having sound?
What?
Are you just relaxing?
Where's the doll?
I'm
the
gonna
table.
This is partner.
Hey Chris, is there a switch in this IR one that I'm not kidding?
Hey, did somebody, real quick, did somebody just say hiding?
No. But that would make sense because I just looked over that way and I don't want it upstairs.
Actually, I think it was the answer to the where's the doll, because you'll hear where's the doll, and right there, you'll hear hiding.
Hiding? Maybe was it hiding? Hey,
Hiding. That's the doll's hiding.
Okay, real quick.
What?
No, it was the. Anybody hear that? Hold on, Chris.
He's just shutting the door.
Alright, I'm about to fire room here. Or not. That's alright, Chris, we're good.
He's playing ABB.
Somebody home, no worries, that's
No
spirits.
Oh, leave that one open. Yeah, no.
Crap.
Leave that one open.
They're really.
They don't like when I close the doors.
No, like that one, oh, that one's fine. You open more, David.
Alright, third time's charm, here we go.
I heard that.
It's hiding.
It's hiding.
You guys can all ask questions, by the way.
Hardest part about doing paranormal investigation is learning to talk to the air. Who's in here with us? Elizabeth, are you down here?
I think that's outside. Yeah, I think it's outside.
Elizabeth, that was you make it humming. Can you do that again for us?
Somebody's coming in the house. At least I hope, because I saw a light.
Yeah, there's some.
I saw a light.
I heard lots of like.
I heard
The
something.
door, like. I remember it.
Yeah.
Is it that door? That's,
That ball. Thank you for giving me a heart attack.
Little happy. Bobby's good at doing that to us.
I mean, at least if you're gonna come in and say, hey, it's me.
No, stop. And that one after, you don't need anything else with that?
Okay. I'm gonna let you do it.
the other one, we'll talk to you about.
Sorry, guys. Someone said sorry.
They can hear you.
Yeah, they listen to me.
Alright.
They can still hear you. I get yelled at when you talk to them as a person. What are those lights doing now? That's what I'm doing.
The lights indicate that it is reading the EM field.
He's saying you. Which you?
Well, like I said, it's on phonetic mode, so that might be the only syllable that it can keep to come out.
Maybe they don't like you.
Are you guys happy I'm back?
No age, I'm taking that as a no.
Can you make some noise?
Do you guys hear that? 3 thumps up above us.
3 thumbs.
Uh-huh.
It was really light, I just thought it was the house set on. It was just really light.
Is that you, Elizabeth?
No. That was me.
If you hit the button again on that, the enter button, it'll change it to reverse phonetic, and sometimes you get a little different.
There's somebody walking in this room over here, but they didn't come in the door so I can see them.
Right in there.
Yeah. He said either in there or get air.
I think he said in there.
Funny his brain just said that came out there.
Does somebody want to come down here and talk to us?
The doors are shut. So they're holding up in my house, see that really upset about it. But I feel uncomfortable with them being shut.
What? You do?
Yeah. I heard that. Please don't say that. I heard that.
Keep it in there.
So you ask if somebody wants to come in here and talk to us, and right after that, you hear something say, no.
I told you.
That's a woman's building.
I told you there was a problem.
Which door would you like me to open?
None.
Any walking in there?
Why don't you
What
like
was-
the door shut?
No, what was that? Was that somebody's chair moving?
I believe you when I said it was my chair.
Well, it was like three.
No, there was a thump, thump, thump.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I heard it.
Yeah, I heard it too.
I thought maybe it was your
Yeah,
chair.
like I can hear them, and like I can kind of see like the shadow near the
I did.
table.
Did it say I did?
That table?
Yeah, but it's like they won't come to the door so I can see them.
Can you knock on the door that you want me to open?
That's Brian's camera.
If you don't want to come in the room and talk, can you knock on a door that's in there?
Please be more specific. We can't understand when you just say you. And you're not talking to me, you're just letting me see you. So that makes it difficult too. Are you in here? He's over in that corner.
Samuel, are you down here with us?
Yeah. That was me.
Does anybody else hear something kind of
What was
like
that?
vibrating?
There's something moving in there.
But they won't come forward so I can see them. Like, I don't know who it is.
They're by that door over there. I keep hearing rumbling over there.
Samuel, can you tell us who's in the other room?
Oh, it's your flashlight.
There is somebody in there. Like, I can feel them. And I can hear them.
I thought it was a shadow person, but it was a flashlight off the wall.
Sorry.
They don't want to check it.
You want to sit in the dark?
No, that door.
I got those lights on there, so it should be alright.
They really just like, lean your head forward again. Yeah, okay. They really don't want that door being closed, but I don't want that being open.
This one?
No, that one.
That one over there?
With the stairs. Still open it.
Let me open it up. Should open it up so maybe they'll come.
No, they were sitting on the stairs like mocking us, which is why I asked him to close it.
Will you get your chair while I go?
Chair.
I'll get your chair while I go.
Put this. Stay still. Yeah, I see it. What app is that?
It is the Clear app. I've actually got this got the Clear camera on it.
Oh, wow.
Hey Cassidy, come here.
I'm trying to find a way I can set this thing up.
Do you see the hotspots?
She's standing right there.
That's high. You said she's low. I'm looking. I'm actually got this angled up.
Her energy. Yeah, they don't want that door being closed, but I don't want that open.
They don't like it. They don't like it closed.
No, they were mocking all of us.
He's
That's why I wanted it closed. It's really good.
he's got his body heat now. So it helps regulate it. But that's right there. Are you guys happy I'm back?
Can you tell me how old you are? Can you tell me how old you are?
Are you guys happy I'm back?
Can you tell me how old you are?
Does somebody want to come down here and talk to us? Does somebody want to come down here and talk to us? Does somebody want to come down here and talk to us?
Ruben, if you're here, can you give us a sign, like make a noise, please? Ruben, if you're here, can you give us a sign, like make a noise, please? Ruben, if you're here, can you give us a sign, like make a noise, please?
Do work with me. Do work with me. Elizabeth, that was you make it humming. Can you do that again for us? Elizabeth, that was you make it humming. Can you do that again for us? Elizabeth, that was you make it humming. Can you do that again for us? No. Stop. And I don't know if you don't need anything else with that.